Yo, what's happening guys, King GBL here and welcome back to a brand new Go Battle League video. Today we're going to be showcasing a really strong team for the Love Cup. This team is featuring Miltank, Malola, and Ariados. I'm not even going to edit that out or try to correct that, because I genuinely just can't pronounce it that well. But it's a pretty strong team. We're running Ice Punch on the midi as well. Thank you everybody for all the friend requests and subs in the last couple of videos. Feel free to add me, but make sure you guys do subscribe if you're going to add me. Don't cap, just do both, alright? Feel free to comment down below if you want to let me know who you are on Pokemon Go. And of course I'll sort of have an idea, oh it's this guy who's sending me the gifts, you know. Feel free to do so if you'd like me to know, or if not, you know, it's fine. Like, if you don't really care, that's fine. But anyway guys, hopping into the battles. Look at my boy Ariados, look at him. Are you guys proud of him? He got the attack boost on this, and he's just going absolutely ham on this Macargo. Macargo does not want to see a boosted Ariados, and we actually get a shield off them right there. And of course we'll just come in with Big Fish Boy, and there's no more Lola in this video, it's just Big Fish Boy from now on. Or Big Aloe, it's Big Aloe or Big Fish Boy. But they come in with their Slowbro, which is a bit of a problem for this team, to be honest with you now. Because as you can see, that Psychic just basically, you know, he enjoyed that one basically, and he's going to go for a Psychic of his own, which we will personally not enjoy. But we're going to go for a Psychic of our own here. Medicham hits a little bit harder, and the opponent might consider shielding it up, but they actually don't. So it's like, alright buddy, you don't want to shield up my Psychics? I see how it is. Well, you're going to get hydrated to death, unfortunately, because Big Aloe's just coming through with the waterfalls, and that's a GG. The opponent should have shielded that, don't know why they didn't, but I'll take it, I'm not going to complain. Medicham into Medicham, we've had this lead about 700 times today. Let me know if you guys are running all your battles today. I've done 100 battles today, and I am genuinely just like a shell of a person after doing all of them. Like, it was tough getting through them all, but I did want to do them. I wanted the Stardust, and I wanted to obviously get a team for the videos, and this team was pretty good. Like, the thing I did like about this team quite a lot is it's pretty consistent, even if you get some bad leads or bad matchups. Aloe and Ariados just have play against so much. As you can see, the Ariados with the boost just done a ton of work on the Macargo. You can get the debuff, and in my personal opinion, like, Ariados is one of the most broken Pokemon in this league, because you can get the Cross Poison boost, you can get the buffs, all this kind of stuff. You can debuff the opponent, and we're actually getting off the Psychic against the Wigglytuff. Per Wigglytuff, unlucky. If you thought that was bad, the worst is yet to come. Wigglytuff, Ariados is coming through. Is this Ice Beam? Play Rough? I think they know it. It's either, I always get confused between that and Clefable. I think it is Wigglytuff that runs Ice Beam, but the opponent's going to come back in here with Macargo. We're going to debuff it off the rip here. I was basically just going to blind throw at anything, and we'll come in with Medi here. We're a little bit ahead on energy, and I don't think that's quite Ice Punch range. The really good thing about having Ice Punch in your Medi is you can go for the Ice Punch at this range to take out mirror matches, which I honestly would prefer. And like, Power Punch is good, it helps you against the Big Fish Boy, but apart from that, like, there's not that many matchups where it really helps that much. And I feel like if you get a Druddigon, like, you get some people running that in this meta too. You know, just having Ice Punch is pretty clutch in my opinion. It's good for a bait where it's like, if the opponent calls the bait, at least you're doing some damage. You know, there's a lot of play with it, and even against Charizards and Talonflames, just having Ice Punch is nice. So I would personally recommend it. If you guys want to power up punch your way to victory, feel free to do so, but I'm going for the Ice Punch. And the opponent's going for Psychic on my Malola, and in comes the Electrode. Man, like, my wife and I used to play Pokemon Go. I might have told you this in a previous video, but if not, you guys are new and stuff like that. My wife and I live in Japan. She's Japanese, and we used to go around like playing tons of Pokemon Go. But it's got to the point where she basically doesn't play anymore. So, you know, I'm just basically hitting her up for trades. Like, she's like, she keeps uninstalling it on her phone. I'm like, you need to keep it installed. I'm gonna have to have a look and see if she's got an Electrode, because I guess I transferred them all because I didn't really play PvP back then. But in any case, guys, in comes the Medi. I definitely do want to get myself an Electrode for a video, because it does seem like a really fun Pokemon. But Medicham comes on through, we're going to shield this up, and can we potentially farm this down from here? No, we're actually just going to come in with Ariados and get ahead on energy. Let's see what the opponent comes through with. Big Slowbro. Again, I've seen a ton of Slowbros today. I know somebody uploaded a video on Slowbro today, and since then I've just seen an absolute ton of them. It is sort of funny how, like, content creators have quite a big influence on what people run. I've definitely seen a ton of Slowbros, and I think it was Poke AK who was running like a Slowbro Slow King team, and since then I've seen that, like, which is not ideal for this team. The Slowbro just tanks everything on my team, so it really is a team effort. Like, of course, Ariados, if you've got the shield advantage or whatever, can go for lunges, which is good, but those confusions just add up very, very quickly. And yeah, GG's guys, let's hop into the next one. Alright, what's the opponent got here? We've got a Miltank, a nice big blue Miltank. Alright, well, he's not going to let us milk us too hard, so we're going to come in with big Aloe. And I believe I can eat about 2 Blast Burns right here. I feel like actually going for Dragon Claws might be better against Aloe. I'm not 100% sure though. In general, you usually do want to go for Blast Burn, but we've got this the whole way down. I think Aloe does a little bit better in this matchup than Crustle that I was running yesterday. Because actually no, Crustle just absolutely eats the Charizard and it can tank a Blast Burn. So like there's only a few scenarios where Aloe is a little bit better than Crustle. I think it's definitely better for bulk. Like right here, I feel like Crustle might not have got off, you know, this hard-hitting move. So, you know, it's kind of hit or miss. Like, Crustle will absolutely destroy Ariados as well, with the fast move pressure, so that's like one benefit. So, I don't know, this team it's just very safe. Like, I got a lot of positive sets with it. I don't know how many sets I run, but I guess I probably went 3-2 on average most of the time, which is a little bit better than what I was doing before, because I was mixing up my teams today using very spicy Pokemon. Like, we had 100 battles to do today, so I couldn't just sit there using Crustle, Medicham, and Ariados all day. I had to switch it up a little bit. But in comes the big blue Miltank again. Or no, sorry, it's the Scrafty. I'm a little bit behind on the gameplay. I'm off on a tangent here. But we're going to come in here, we're going to throw this lunge. The opponent's not going to like it, and they're going to top left. GG's. Scrafty is just a dangerous Pokemon to run in this meta, because Medichams are just everywhere. And in comes Clefable. Nice little shiny Clefable. We're going to come into the safe swap here, which Aloe Malola, Big Fish Boy, he actually beats Clefable, which is quite surprising, just with the bulk and everything. You know, it is one of those ones, but the opponent goes for the Power Punch, obviously with no need to shield anything really here. You know, big Aloe is just here to put in some damage, soak up whatever, and I guess we could probably shield it and go for Switch. We'll see what happens here in the end. The opponent's just spamming these Power Punches, which I just don't see the point in this. I do finally shield one of them, because I decide, you know what, I might as well get my Ariados lined up, and we'll see if the opponent wants to shield or anything here. Yeah, so the opponent lets that go, which is good. We come back in with the Filthy Charm, and you know who's coming. It's Big Ariados. Big Ariados is coming through. The opponent's going to have to swap out here, and in comes the Charizard. And again, once again, guys, this is where Ice Punch is definitely a little bit better. We let the first one go here. They go straight for the Dragon Claw. We're going to build up a Psychic and go for Ice Punch. We'll see what the opponent wants to do here. They pretty much have to shield it, so they're going ahead and do so. They get their move just before us. We're trying to get this final shield off the opponent, because I've got a bit of a plan here. I'll get the final shield off the opponent, and then we're actually going to come in with Ariados and go for Cross Poison, because Cross Poison does a decent amount of damage on the Charizard. Now, have a look at this right here. Like, I was making a mistake by throwing lunges trying to debuff it, but look at that. It took it straight out from there. Like, the Cross Poison does a lot of damage to Charizard. So don't make that mistake, guys. I was making that mistake all day until I finally, you know, only had enough energy for a Cross Poison. And I was like, oh, it actually, you can pretty much like two-shot it with Cross Poison. Okay. Especially if you get the boost as well. You know, with all the Poison Sting damage. Charizard's not the bulkiest, of course, but in comes Big Wormadam. Again, this is sort of like Slowbro. Like, these confusion users are like a bit annoying with this team, because Ariados does not necessarily want to see it, and you know, it's just a team effort basically. If they're running like 2 of these in the back or something, it's just a pain in the ass, to be honest, but we'll see what we can do here with Big Worm. I didn't think the Bug Buzz would do that much damage, but it does, unfortunately, and we're going to go for this Ice Punch again. I guess I should be just throwing Psychics. I don't know why I'm not throwing Psychics, but it is what it is, I suppose. We can tank Big Buzz pretty easily on the Aloe Malola, and my goal is for this video to pronounce that correctly once. Aloe Malola. Okay, there you go. Was it really that hard? Like, you know, if I had just read it, like, that would have helped. But we get the Defense Fall on the Seaking right here. Again, that's another Pokemon I'm going to have to have a look for. Hey, Yumi, do you have any Seakings? We'll swap straight into Ariados here. We've got a 2-to-1 shield advantage. Ariados is so powerful, and we're getting off this first move, which is basically debuffing the opponent and just making it hard for them to do a ton of damage. Now, I know this is going to be a Power Punch, of course it is, but you can't really call it. Like, it's tough to call that, unfortunately. Especially when I'm already at an advantage. Calling that would be a little bit risky. Now, is this even enough for a Psychic at this point? I don't even think it was enough for a Psychic, so I'm just capping at this stage. But we've got 2 moves ready for the Seaking. We're going to throw the Cross Poison, and I think we'll go for maybe, yeah, a swap out here. I was trying to catch something, which was just unnecessary, because, you know, I'm overplaying my hand a little bit here. Definitely making some mistakes, and we get the attack fall. The opponent can go for Icy Wind or Drill Run. Of course, with the nerf and everything, or with the debuff, that's not going to take us out. We'll go for Cross Poison, and we finally take it out. So definitely overplayed it, trying to catch and trying to mess around, where I was actually just giving the opponent more energy. But in comes another Miltank. Miltank is quite an interesting one. I feel like it's so spammy. I could definitely run like a spammy team. It's giving me a bit of an idea, like the spammiest team in this cup. It would definitely be Ariados, Miltank, and something else, but this should be an easy matchup. And I was like, why is the opponent staying in here against my Medicham? Are they triple weak to counter? So I'm like, okay, bring in Ariados, see what's up. The opponent stays in against this, and it's like, did I just swap out for no reason? Does the opponent just stay in bad leads? And sure enough, in comes the Scrafty, so bit of a weird play by the opponent. They definitely could have saved their Miltank for later, but it is what it is. We get the attack fall in the Scrafty. We have no need to shield up anything here, even if it is the foul play. We can actually get off, just about, don't get off the next move, but we can farm down here, and the opponent comes in with this. And here's what I'm telling you about Big Fish Boy. He can actually win this matchup. I decide, like, okay, look, like, I'm actually ahead, like, Big Aloe, that's like the one thing. It probably does a little bit better against Charmers as well. So yeah, definitely a good reason to run it. You can see there's some advantages and disadvantages. Pretty much like Aloe and Crustle hit similar Pokemon, but this does slightly better against Charm teams, so we're gonna let this foul play go through, and we can just come in and farm up with the Medicham. And I think somebody needs to let the opponent know, like, the 2 shield flex, it only really applies if you win the match. So there's no, you know, shield something, bro, shield something, like. Anyway guys, like I said, this team is consistent. Definitely consider it if you are struggling a little bit. And we're starting to see some Seakings here, which is quite interesting. I definitely, like I said, I would like to run it, but like, would I even bother triple DMing it? That's why I'm sort of hoping, maybe my wife has one I can swap. And you know, that'd be quite nice. Maybe it has Drill Run and Poison Jab. But we can take this out with the Ariados. Ariados is a positive matchup here. The Drill Runs do, oh, we actually get the boost here as well. The opponent's going to be forced to shield up here because they do not want to eat boosted cross poisons. The opponent knows, they're like, they've experienced this before. That's the amazing thing about Ariados. I think, guys, I'm going to call it like, any team of Ariados and you're good. Build a team around Ariados, it is broken, it's spammy, it gets the boosts, it debuffs opponents, it's just such an annoying Pokemon. Make sure you have some good coverage. I feel like here's a good team. I'm going to like make a little call here. How about like an Ariados safe swap with like, let's say like an Electrode or something that deals with flyers and stuff like that, and like a Medicham lead. But any sort of configuration of that sort of team will work quite well, like Medicham lead, Ariados safe swap or whatever, and you know, something that deals with flyers, Alamola, Electrode, or Crustle. That's pretty much like a good sort of format to go for in this meta, I think. So this matchup right here is very positive for Medicham. As you can see, these counters just absolutely run through this Electrode. I've seen a few Hisuian Electrodes as well, which are just so weak to Ariados. Are we gonna shield up here? I think we can tank this, so yeah, we'll just come on through and leave the matchup with a Psychic. The opponent comes through with the Talonflame. We've thrown some good timing here. I should have just went ahead and threw the Ice Punch, but the opponent, of course, does shield it. And we'll get off another Ice Punch, which is nice. So I guess we were getting off 2 moves anyway. Would have been nice to actually get the Psychic off, but Big Fish is gonna come through. We can eat Brave Birds for breakfast, bro. We eat Brave Birds for breakfast. And this is where like Ariados is a little bit better against Slowking. They're running Water Gun, and yeah, we've got a 1-to-1 shield scenario, so the opponent lets that first one through. These opponents are nuts for letting these lunges through, honestly. Like, we just let that through as well, because at this stage I'm going to put it on to Aloe, because I realize they've got a Talonflame in the back, which is going to absolutely destroy my my Ariados. So I'll just put it all on Aloe right here. And do I go for a move here? I know I'm just going to go for the aggro farm down. And the opponent actually manages to get the flame charge. It just about doesn't take us out. I thought I was going to lose. I was about to rage because, you know, after doing like 90 battles, you know, those sort of things you start to take these things personally after a while. So yeah, anyway, here is Hisuian Electrode, and they're going to fire off this wild charge. I do see MP tell them, so they're forced to stay in here. And this has actually happened to me a couple of times against Hisuian Electrodes. Did I kill him or not? Like, I didn't see how much damage I was able to do to him. We do manage to get off the Psychic against the Midi, which is going to put them in an uncomfortable position. They actually see MPS as well, which is beautiful. So this couldn't have went any better, basically. And they Power Punch, so I decide I'm going to swap out at this stage. I'll keep it for a Sack Swap if I need it. And we'll go for this Cross Poison. The opponent is really weak, so we can just go for Cross Poisons. And I was so surprised they shielded that up right there. So I'm like, are you weak to me? Sometimes Go Battle League is like a game of poker. Like, you have to read what your opponent's doing. And when you see them shielding up stuff like that, you're like, okay, that's not half a giveaway. And we're actually a little bit ahead on energy here as well. Actually, was that a CMP tie? I'm not 100% sure, but we get off the lunge first. Yeah, another CMP tie. We've got a pretty low rated Ariados. We swap out here just to clear the debuff, and we'll just come in and farm up as much as possible with the big fish. And back in comes the Ariados. They're going to go for a lunge. And yeah, we can just basically let everything go at this stage. Like, the opponent does not want to give up here. Like, the odds are stacked against them. You know, the shields are even. Our Ariados has got very decent health. Their Ariados is low. I'm not sure what they're really trying to do here, but they realize we're about to get to the Psychic. They go for another throw. The opponent was they were just, you know, holding on to us for dear life. They throw again. I'm like, bro, you're not going to win. Just give up. So I decide, you know what? If this is how we're doing things, I'm going to stand there. I'm going to stare at you for a second. And we're going to throw off this lunge before they get to the next one. But GG's, I probably should have tried to CMP tie him. But I hope you enjoyed, guys. Drop a like in the video. Subscribe if you're brand new. Give this team a try. And most importantly, have a fantastic rest of your day.